everyone. Good morning. My name is Greg Avis. I am a partner in a private equity and venture capital firm, which I founded with a few other partners 24 years ago now. But I also teach part-time at Eastside School in East Palo Alto, California. I teach math. I've been teaching there for 7 years. And I'm on the board of a number of nonprofits, including my alma mater, the National Outdoor Leadership School, which some of you hopefully have been in their programs. Yeah, okay, Knowles. And a number of other organizations. I'm privileged to be here with this esteemed group as well as with this distinguished group of current and future leaders in the audience. A couple months ago, it was commencement season, and how many of you attended some type of commencement this past year, brothers, sisters, et cetera? And I think I attended 6 this past year for my kids, my school, my students, my friends. And I was reminded of a story. And a lot of these speeches kind of run together, right? And I was reminded of a story at a very distinguished university where in the middle of a speech, they brought in some very famous speaker, a very erudite speaker, and he's speaking, and beautiful Sunday, and all the parents are there in the black robes, and in the ivy-covered buildings. In the middle of the speech, a graduating student, jumped up and yelled, "Bingo!" And people went, what? And then he spoke a few more sentences. Another student jumped up and yelled, "Bingo!" And at this point, people were wondering what happened. Well, I guess a group of mischievous students, graduates, had given bingo cards to every one of the graduates with various cliches written on 5x5. And as they went through, they were checking them off. And when you got 5 in a row, you yelled up and got bingo. You know, words. Words like, follow your dreams and your obligation and your responsibility and so anytime I speak at something like this, I worry about cliches. But I don't see any bingo cards out there. But I'm going to add two words really to your list of cliches when it comes to leadership. And those 2 words are empathy and place. And let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Empathy and place. I did my summer search, not at your age, I did my summer search when I was 40 years old. I took a sabbatical from my firm. I went and took a Knowles course in the Wind Rivers and the Absarokas in Wyoming. It was transformational for me in many ways. I was on a path to exit slowly from our firm that helped accelerate it. But I learned a lot about myself and about others. I remember we were out there on our that crucial 8th or 10th day when the luster, the newness is worn off. You're tired, you're dirty, you're smelly, you're hurt, you're sick of the people you're with. And there was one woman on our course, and she was just an absolute chronic complainer. And she complained about the weight of her pack. She complained about her blisters. When we got into camp, she'd disappear. Wouldn't help with tents, wouldn't help with cooking. Believe it or not, her name was Sunshine, which tells you a little bit about her. We've all run into our sunshines, right? And so my training at business school, my training at my firm Summit, the response to behavior like that was very simple. What do? You fire her. Yeah, you say you're off the show or whatever. You're fired. Unfortunately, as you know, you just kind of can't do that when you're out in the wilderness and you're 2 days hike from anywhere and you have to live with this person. And you rely on her, and she relies on you. So for me, that was a real turning point for me to realize, well, and work with Sunshine to empathize, to understand her. Empathize doesn't mean feeling sorry. Oh, I did a little bit feel sorry for her. It means understanding why she behaves this way, and then as a group we worked with her. And for me, on that course, as much as I learned about myself and how pleased I was with that part of the course, the the most important part for me was seeing Sunshine grow, and our role as a group, helping her realize, it was a very emotional time at the end when she realized that she had just been not a very helpful person. At the end of the course, she realized that she'd really grown. And I think that's the real mark of leadership. The mark of leadership is not just making yourself a better person, but making others, through empathy, lift themselves up. And if we had either told her what to do or insulted her, she would only retreated. Instead, we hopefully empowered her, and she became a better person, and I think we were a better person as a result. So that's empathy. Place influences behavior, and be conscious of that. Place. This world is increasingly, and Ron talked about it, technologically, increasingly virtualized. And our experiences are a lot of times proxies, and they're not direct. Be it through the internet or the media, they're not direct. And so what you're learning here through the hugs, through your community, through your families, is the importance of place. Don't ever let that go, because that will influence your behavior. And you realize that one behavior that's acceptable here is not over here, and one leadership style here may not work over there. Be true to yourself, be conscious of that, but really respect place, because in a globalized, virtualized world, it's going away from us. That's why the community you have here, and that's expanding, is a place. It's a place itself, and it's something you should really hold on to and treasure, really, for as long as you live. Thanks.